Hey you guys, happy Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, or let's put it this way, had an amazing week. If you guys are watching the replay on Facebook, always let me know in the comments with hashtag replay. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe right here with this button and give me a thumbs up if you guys find any sort of value in this video. Now in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my 5 key steps on how to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, because let's be real, the first 100 followers, the first 1,000, even though we're sticking to 100, the first of anything is the most difficult, and that is mainly because you're starting from scratch. You don't have any videos, you don't have any followers. People come to your channel and they're like, wait, should I follow this person? I'm not really sure, because we see the credibility in numbers, or we see number of followers as being if somebody is more credible or not. So today I'm gonna give you guys my 5 steps that I took to get, today I have 406 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So I have the most relevant information on how to get your first 100 subscribers. So again, this is from my experience. This is what I did to get to that number. And I think steps 4 and 5, whether or not you listen to anybody on anyone's YouTube tutorials, if you want to start on YouTube, are going to see the same exact thing, but these are the most important steps. So, like I said, 5 steps to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube. Now, why should you invest in YouTube? If you're wondering how to get your first 100 subscribers, something that's probably going through your mind is, should I even start on YouTube? YouTube seems like this beast compared to Instagram and Facebook, because quite frankly, on Instagram and Facebook, you can just post a couple sentences, you can post a picture, maybe a short snippet of a video, and it's not that big of a deal because those platforms are time-sensitive platforms. Now, what is YouTube? YouTube, similar to Pinterest, is a search engine, but this is in your favor because if you do it right, if you learn how to do YouTube correctly and you learn the key basics of search engine optimization, which is really simple. I'll break it down for you guys in this video. If you guys ever have any questions, always let me know in the comments if you're watching now, replay, or YouTube. Once you learn search engine optimization, the search engine becomes your newest passive marketing employee, okay? How? What does that mean? Okay, I'm not going Albert Einstein on you guys yet. So what does that mean when the search engine becomes your employee? What that means is when you start posting content onto search engines, you're going to start seeing passive results in your business, because when people search for the solution to their problem, for example, you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you search, how do I get my first 100 subscribers on YouTube? You're watching this video, okay? This video, even though I'm posting it recently, someone can watch this video 10 years from now and they're going to see my content, okay? That is impossible on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, on any time-sensitive platform. TikTok, pick any of them, okay? If it's not a search engine, it's a time-sensitive platform. And what that means is you have to keep posting content consistently in order to get more followers, get more engagement, in order to stay relevant. But the opposite is true for something like a blog, Pinterest, YouTube, or podcast. Because when you post content onto those platforms, it's a search engine. So people are searching 24/7 worldwide for the solution to their problem. So what that means is when you post relevant based content, which is one of my tips that I'm going to go over today out of the 5, you're going to get passive results in your business because people search not specifically for you, but they search for their problem, and you have the answer to their problem, but only if you start posting on search engines. So let's dive right into it. These are the 5 key steps. If you want to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, these are the steps that work for me. I'm not saying they're picture perfect. This is what works for me. They're pretty basic, but these are pretty key in my opinion. So the first key is that you need to pick one niche and you need to stick with it. Okay, so what I mean by that is this, is that if, for example, this is a social media marketing, educational, online business tips channel where I give you guys marketing strategies, online business tips, anything related to social media and marketing for your business that relates to posting for profits and sales, I go over with inside of this Facebook group, inside of my YouTube channel, on my LinkedIn, all over social media, because that is my niche, okay? So Do I have a passion for working out in CrossFit? Yes. Was I an Olympic trials level swimmer in college? Yes. Do I love, surfing on the beach in Hawaii? Yes. Am I giving you guys surfing tips on my YouTube channel? No. Am I teaching you guys how to snatch, which is a CrossFit movement, on this channel? No. Am I teaching you guys nutrition tips? No. I keep stuttering for some reason, but I'm not giving you guys those extra tips because that's not what my niche is for my channels, okay? Now, can I find creative ways to bring in what I love and have it be examples as to how it can relate to social media? Absolutely. So just remember that when you start a YouTube channel, people, like I said earlier, are searching specifically for the solution to their specific problem. So it's so super important that your YouTube channel becomes the expert hub of information and not one day I post a social media tip, the next day I post a Lululemon clothing haul, and the third day I'm going to teach you guys how to make paleo cookies for dessert tonight, okay? So make sure you have one niche and you stick with it, especially until you get to I want to say 200,000 subscribers. You want to get to a certain point where your audience starts loving you for you because you become your own personal brand. And then you can start incorporating things that your audience asks more for, okay? So let's just say you hypothetically get to 200,000 subscribers and they're kind of like, Kylie, I want to see more of your day-to-day life. Can you start vlogging? Maybe it can be a bonus thing you do every Friday. XYZ 1, 2, 3, they're going to start telling you what they want to see from you, and then you can start incorporating different areas of your life. This goes for any social media channel, by the way. It's so important to stick with one thing in the beginning because remember, they found your content because they searched for it, okay? So if they searched for it and they're like, wow, Kylie has been posting a lot of YouTube help, Instagram help so I can grow my business online, I'm following this account because I know if I follow her, I'm going to get value from some sort of social media marketing value from this channel, right? So let's just hypothetically say the next week I'm you know what? I'm over social media. I'm going to start posting about swimming because I was a really good swimmer and I'm going to teach people how to swim, right? On the same channel. So even though I've grown my following to 406 followers and I switched my niche, those people were following me because they saw that I was providing them help with social media, not because of swimming, okay? So I see a lot, specifically online entrepreneurs, I see a lot of people do this a lot where they stick with one niche for, let's say 2 to 3 months, and then they kind of get over it because it wasn't really their passion in the first place. And then they switch their niche without starting a new account, and then they wonder why their following isn't engaging with their content. And it's because you didn't start a new account. When you switch a niche, you start over, okay? So that's a tip for anybody watching. This doesn't have to go with YouTube. It can go with any social media channel. If you plan on switching your niche, which is okay to do, make sure you're starting a new channel because those followers were following you for a reason over here and they're not going to want to see your new content. Maybe some will, maybe some won't, but just, I don't know. I'm going to say that a lot of those people won't want to see that new content. So the first key tip that I have for you guys is to pick one niche and make sure you stick with it. Now, the second tip that I have for you guys is to commit to a posting schedule. Commit to posting consistently because another thing too, I actually had one of my YouTube subscribers, he commented on one of my videos and he was like, hey, can you support my channel? And I was like, absolutely, I will support your channel. Let me go see what your channel's about, blah, blah, blah. So I click on his profile name and I go over to his channel and he didn't have any videos. So remember, you need to provide ways for people to support you in order for you to be supported, okay? So if you only have one video on YouTube, don't expect to grow every single day because you're not providing information for people to follow or fall in love with, then again, they'll fall in love with you. So make sure that you're posting consistently so these people can find you. And again, YouTube is going to become your educational library for your own personal brand. So for example, if I post this YouTube video on how to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, and let's just hypothetically say this was my only video in my library, I can't expect people that are searching for Instagram to find this video, even though I'm in the social media marketing niche. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Because people are searching specifically for the solution to their problem because it's a search engine. All right. So make sure that you're posting consistently on a lot of different topics that people are searching for. Okay. That was, what was I going to say? Anyway, so that, I thought that was one of my later tips, but that's actually my third tip. So the first tip was know your niche. The second tip was to post consistently. And the third tip is that every video answers one question on a relevant topic. Okay. So I know a lot of you guys probably have heard like me say 1,000 times throughout this video that people search specifically for the solution to their problem. Now that's really, really important. If you learn anything throughout this video, write that down, that people on search engines like Pinterest, YouTube, podcasting, and blogging, they're searching specifically for the solution to their problem. So what that means is that you have to stay consistent with posting about relevant topics that answer one question to their problem, okay? So for example, I'm not coming on this video and I'm not like, okay, this is how you set up your YouTube channel. This is how you get your first 100 subscribers. This is how you create a YouTube channel. This is how you create a subscribe button. This is how you get more followers. You know how those are all questions that people have, okay? I'm not creating one big compilation video that has, well, my playlist does, but I'm not creating one huge video that answers all of those questions because quite frankly, that video would be probably 20 hours long. It would exhaust people, and people, like I said, are searching specifically for one answer to one problem. So make your videos answer only one question, okay? The question for this video, how do I get my first 100 subscribers on YouTube? This is the answer, okay? So make sure when you're creating videos, this is actually gonna make it easier for you, is just answer one question, okay? It doesn't have to be in steps. It doesn't have to be like 3 ways, 5 ways. Sometimes it's just easier to break it down that way. But just make sure that you're answering one question. And another question that I get a lot is, how long should my YouTube videos be? And it's like, make it relevant and long enough for you to answer the question, okay? Don't, answer the question in 30 seconds and then turn your video off. Maybe you can go a little bit more in depth with it, but I would say minimum 5 minutes, maximum hour and a half. I don't really know. It's quite frankly up to you. And that's another reason why I love doing live streams, is because the less you edit and the more real and authentic you present yourself online, the less, one, work it is, and two, the more authentic they're going to see you as being, because you are. And you're also going to show what you know, because you're not reading off of a script or a teleprompter or, writing down all these notes where it's like, wait, let me check my notes and double check and make sure I'm saying the right thing, okay? So you can really showcase your credibility. And also, one thing I love about doing live streams with my YouTube videos is that it helped me with public speaking. And I say this all the time to people, is that when I show up on a YouTube video, I'm like, okay, I do it on a live stream and I do it without notes, because if I want to start public speaking, or if I want to start, doing these teleconferences, I don't have to rely on something. Whatever you rely on is your vulnerability. So if you can show up, answer one question that's relevant to the people that are following you, and you can do it live, it's kind of like a win-win-win, because you're developing these traits that you don't think would, go roll over into other facets of your business, but it actually does. It helps you, network with people. It helps you become more confident in yourself, and it helps you show up on video and just be like, I'm pressing play. If I mess up, whatever. I know I already messed up once in this video, but in the one video, if you guys do a couple videos back, my eyelashes kept sticking together, and it was like, that's just reality. That's life. That's me. And it's like, if you don't like me for who I am, then you're not going to want to watch any of my other videos, okay? So remember, create one video that answers one question on one topic. Let's call that the 111, okay? That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be, this like, let me answer 80 questions in a row. Let me make this video 5 hours long, because think about what you like ingesting on YouTube too. Do you like going on YouTube and watching like a 3-hour long video? No. People want the answer and they want it fast. So make sure when you show up, you give them the answer, and sometimes a lot of cuts and edits and fluff, I can't personally stand that. And that's another reason why I love doing live streams to my YouTube videos, is because I like giving the answer. I like being direct, and I like showing up and being like, okay, if people are watching and they have comments, especially on Facebook Live, I can answer while I'm on the live stream. So that's another reason why I love going on live streams too, is that it opens that communication. So if you guys have questions watching now, replay, or YouTube, I can always go back and either answer in the comments if it's not live, or if it is live, I can discuss it while I'm on a live stream. So like I said, those were the first 3. 4 and 5 are probably the biggest reasons as to how I grew my following already to 400 subscribers, which, like I said, it's not a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but ever since I went over the 100 hump, it's like grown. Like, I would say every time I post a video, I get a lot more subscribers per post than when I did when I was trying to get to 100. So I feel like you hit the 100, and then like once you hit 100, it becomes easier to grow. And I think it's mainly because people see the numbers, so they associate it with credibility, which I personally hate, but that's just life, okay? So the 4th tip that I have for you guys is to share your video to where your audience congregates. Now, this is huge, okay? And this is the reason why this is so important. It's because a lot of people have this mindset on social media where it's like, okay, I took 5 hours to create this amazing post. This is the most valuable post of my life. I'm doing all the things correctly. I have all the keywords in place. I have all of the hashtags. I have, the perfect backdrop, clearly. I have the perfect backdrop, all these things perfectly. And then they post, and then they kind of run faster than Forrest Gump away from the platform. And the fact of the matter is that in 2020 specifically, we cannot expect to press submit on a post and have it like blast off into the masses and expect to come back with 1 million subscribers. That's just not how it works, okay? So number 4, the tip is to share your content to the relevant platform. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is this, is that if I were to create a video on LinkedIn, like a YouTube video tutorial about LinkedIn, what social media platform do you think I'm going to prioritize sharing it to? The people on LinkedIn, because that's where my audience is congregating, okay? Now you're probably like, well, Kylie, I'm in health and fitness. Like, I don't do social media, so how do I determine, right? It's like, well, where is your audience congregating online? If you're watching this video, you're online, okay? And if you're not in the social media niche, that's okay. But that means you use social media. Everybody does, okay? So figure out where your audience is congregating and start sharing your videos there, okay? So for example, if I did a video on, I've never played this video game before in my life, but I don't know why it came in my head. Dungeons and Dragons, okay? If I made a video, like tutorial, I don't even know why that popped in my head. I don't even know what it's about. But let's just say I made a YouTube video. It's a tutorial on Dungeons and Dragons, right? I am going to the communities. This can be on Reddit. This can be on Medium. This can be on blog posts. This can be on like sub-communities on Facebook groups. I'm going to those communities, and I'm not going to link drop my link. But if somebody has a question on what I answered the question on, I'm going to be like, hey, this is one of the tips that I gave in this video. If you want the other 4 tips, because I'm giving 5 in this video, go watch the rest of my YouTube video, okay? So you're sharing your video around, and it's not just one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to share it to all of my social media platforms and then I'm done. No, you're sharing it to where your audience congregates, okay? Because those are the people that are the most interested in your topic, okay? So I want to say that again because I feel like that was really important, and I hope you guys wrote that down. You want to share your content, more specifically your YouTube video, where people are having that same exact question. So if I did a video on how to use Pinterest SEO, which I definitely have in my YouTube library, and I'm just scrolling around in a Facebook group, let's just say it's a bloggers Facebook group, and someone's like, I don't understand Pinterest SEO. Like, I just don't get it, okay? And this could be weeks, months, years after I already made the video. It doesn't matter. Like I said earlier in this video, right? YouTube is relevance-based content. It's a search engine. It's not like Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. So if I created that tutorial, which I already have, and I see somebody has that question, like I said, I'm not just gonna link drop the video. I'm gonna give them a tip and be like, I go over this really in depth inside of my YouTube video, okay? And if you're gonna say you go over it in depth, you better go over it in depth, kind of like how I'm doing with this video, okay? So make sure that you're taking the time to share your videos around on social media, because another thing too is that it's not one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'm gonna have like 1,000 subscribers in a week. That, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's quite frankly just doesn't make sense. Because if you actually think about it, unless you're posting like 200 videos a day, people are gonna come to your channel and you're just not gonna have the library that excites people. Okay, so one thing that I did when I first started my YouTube channel was I created these Facebook live streams, and I was doing them very, very consistently inside of my Facebook group, which is a private Facebook group. It's top rated by Forbes. It's just where I do all of these live streams. And what I realized was that there was so much good information in my videos, but the only people that were seeing that or seeing my content was inside of my Facebook group. And Facebook only shows your content to 3% of your following. So I quickly did the math and I was like, this is ridiculous. I want to start posting my content onto a search engine so the people that need to see what I have to say can search for it and maybe find me, okay? Because remember, just because they search for your video doesn't mean you're going to be the number one, answer. So maybe they would find me, maybe they would relate to me, and maybe they would subscribe. So when I started pushing my content there, I realized that I was getting people that were interested in my content. So make sure that you're sharing your content around on these social media platforms, because if you don't, you're kind of just, throwing your balls in the air and hoping they land in the hoop. Meaning this, if you're just kind of like posting content consistently and you're like, okay, I'm just waiting for people to search for me, waiting for people to find me, I'm not going to do any work on my behalf, it's going to take a lot longer for you to get to 100 subscribers than it would be if you actually utilize the social media networks that you have right now and you just post the video either to people's questions or just simply share it around in your social media network. So make sure you are sharing your video. That's number one. And the fifth and final tip that kind of relates to that is that you want to share your video, but also tell people to like and subscribe this video. If you liked any of these tips, I would be so thankful if you gave me a like right now and if you press subscribe right here so you can stay tuned for more YouTube tips and monetization strategies on my YouTube channel. You need to actively tell people throughout your video and give people options to like and subscribe to your video, okay? See how I'm pointing right here? You can't see it on Facebook Live, but right here is my YouTube subscribe button. So you guys see that in the beginning of my video. I say if you guys find any sort of value in this video, don't forget to like this video and click subscribe right here, okay? And I do that for a reason. It's because people, they're searching for the solution to their problem. They're kind of like, they could be frantic, they could be in a hurry, they could just simply forget, right? So we need to remind people that if they see value, like the least that they could do is press like and subscribe, right? Because it's like, I'm showing up for you and it's like, how can you show up to support me? So don't feel guilty or weird for asking that. I think it's like, if anything, it's like the least people can do if they watch the value that you provide for a video. So, like I said, always give people the chance to subscribe by telling them to subscribe. But remember, if you're not providing consistent, valuable content, they're not going to subscribe to your channel because you quite frankly don't have any videos. So I wanted to go over this in step number 4. Another question that I get a lot is, how many times should I post on YouTube? And for me, especially in the beginning, I posted every single day. And the reason why I did that was because I kind of looked at my channel, and first of all, I already had 100 live streams that I did. So before I started my YouTube channel, I already had done all of these videos. So I had this library and I just needed to upload it onto YouTube. Another thing that I realized too was like, okay, I could have one video and like wait a week, but what's the point? Because even if the video was amazing, people are highly unlikely to subscribe to my channel if I only had one video there, right? So I kind of looked at it in a way where it was like, I wanted that library there. I wanted people to come and see my YouTube channel and be like, wow, Kylie has all of these videos. I love this video that I searched for. I want to see what else she has. I went to her channel. She has 105 videos. Like I can like literally sit here for a week while I'm in quarantine because of coronavirus and be like social media marketing queen or king, right? So that was what went through my mindset. It was like, I want to provide value to people, but also give them a reason to subscribe. So I'm a big believer that if you're new on YouTube, I don't think you necessarily have to post once a day, but maybe 3 times a week at minimum. 4 times a week would be great. 5 times a week would be amazing. Okay. And the sole reason for doing that is because the whole point of getting people to your YouTube channel is you want people to stick around. You want people to watch your other videos. You want people to get to know, like, and trust you. And if you only provide one piece of content for them, it's kind of like, well, that's cool, but they're kind of like, I want to learn more, but where do I go? Okay. So commit to posting. And that was the second tip that I gave you guys, was commit to a schedule. Don't think of it as overwhelming. Like if 5 seems overwhelming, do 4. If 4 seems overwhelming, do 3. You guys get my drift. If you only want to do once a week, go for it. Okay. This is just from my experience. And this is what I did when I started growing my YouTube channel. So like I said in the beginning, the first 100 subscribers are the hardest. And that's quite frankly because when you start from 0, everyone's kind of like, they see that you have like 2 subscribers, maybe 20, and they're kind of like, is this, is this channel worth following? Is it legit? Whatever. But if you create that, like those great thumbnails and you post consistently answering one question to one problem that they're searching for, and you do this over time, you're going to see that your followers are going to go up consistently. Okay. And once you get over that 100 hump, it really, really, really does get easier. So am I happy that I started on YouTube? Absolutely. Because I know that when I post my content, my relevant, valuable content onto YouTube, and someone searches for it today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and my content is still relevant, they're going to watch my video. I don't know if that just blanked the screen, but I just got an emergency alert. I think it was from coronavirus or something. Anyways, I'm going to end it there. So if you guys love this video, give me a like. Give me a subscribe if you guys love this video. And another thing I wanted to say earlier too was don't forget to share it around. Not this video. I mean, if you want to, you can. But when you start on YouTube and you post that video, share your own video to other social media platforms that are relevant to the content you are producing. Okay, for example, this is a YouTube video, so all the YouTubers, I'm gonna repost this over onto YouTube. YouTubers gonna love it because they're searching for this content already, okay? But if I was creating a LinkedIn video, I would post it on LinkedIn. If I was creating how to grow a Facebook group, I would prioritize posting it on my Facebook group. You guys get my drift. So that is like, if you learned anything from this video, that is the #1 key to growth, is sharing to people that want to know the answer to their problem. So if you guys love this video, I already said this, give me a like, subscribe, and if you guys have any questions related to social media marketing, always let me know in the comments, because your question could quite literally and anonymously be the topic of my next live stream. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Bye guys.